Hey everyone, welcome back. Glad you're here for a brand new story. Let's dive right in. It was a Monday morning in our Upper West Side apartment. Breakfast was just finished. I was nursing my coffee buried in the New York Times. "Mark," my wife said, her voice tight. "Put down the paper. I need to talk to you." I lowered the paper reluctantly. "I'm leaving you, Mark. I want a divorce." "Is that it?" I said, raising the paper again, scanning the sports section. "I'm serious, Mark." She was losing it. "Damn it, Mark. Put down that damn paper and talk to me." "Talk about what, Brenda? Goodbye?" I shrugged. "It's hardly a loss. You haven't been worth a damn as a wife for over a year. So go." I tossed the paper on the table, stood up and walked into my home office, grabbed a notepad, a pen, and an envelope from my desk drawer. Back in the kitchen, I sat down, and on the top sheet I wrote, "Mom, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank God she's leaving me." Almost sealed it, but a thought hit me. Pulled out a lottery ticket I'd bought the night before from my wallet, slipped it into the envelope too. Added to the note, "Maybe if you get lucky and win, it'll be enough to keep the new guy happy so you won't cheat again. Good luck, kid. You're gonna need it." Signed it, "A very grateful Mark." Folded it, sealed it, addressed it, and handed it to Brenda. "Give this to him when you see him." She took it, face like stone. "You think just because you think I'm stupid, I actually am?" "Maybe," I said, snatching the envelope back. "Maybe I should just mail it myself. Wouldn't want you opening it, reading it, and then tossing it. Now why don't you go pack your things and get the hell out of my life? And since you're leaving, I need you out of this apartment ASAP." "I'm not going anywhere, Mark. Not moving out so you can move your little girlfriend in." I stood, poured coffee into a travel mug, topped it off, and headed for the door. "See ya, Brenda." On the way to the office downtown, I stopped at the Chase branch on Broadway, closed our joint savings and checking, emptied the safe deposit box. Then found a Citibank near Wall Street, opened new accounts in my name only. Next, a quick call to cancel all our joint credit cards, arranged for new cards in my name only. Then just another day at the office pretending everything was normal. Stayed late, grabbed dinner and drinks with Sarah, my executive assistant. "Guess who's back on the market?" I said, leaning back in my chair at the bar. "If your sister's still interested." Sarah laughed, a real belly laugh. "Forget my sister. If you're single again, I'm first in line." Sarah had started as a secretary 10 years ago, a whirlwind of efficiency. 4 years in, I'd bumped her to assistant, then executive assistant 2 years after that. She deserved it. Sunday, backyard barbecue at my place in Brooklyn. Invited Sarah. "Can't make it," she said. "Sister's visiting from out of town." "Bring her," I'd said. Tara, the sister, was memorable. Busty, blonde, and knew it. Monday, Sarah had laughed. "Tara's got a major crush on you." I'd chuckled, told her to never mention it to Brenda. Brenda could be territorial. And now, Sarah, front and center, interested. Never saw that coming. "All right," I said, playing it cool. "Tara moves to second place. You're number 1. "I'm not joking, Mark. Dead serious. I want to give it a shot." "Sarah, you might not agree when you hear what I'm about to tell you. Tell me what? She wants a divorce. Brenda? Sarah's eyebrows shot up. Yeah. So I'm leaving it to her and her boyfriend. No idea what their timeline is. Boyfriend? Sarah's voice was sharp. She's been sleeping with some guy for about 1.5 years. Guess a few days a week wasn't cutting it anymore. Decided to go full-time. 1.5 years? You knew? Sarah was incredulous. Pretty much from the start. How? Friend of mine saw her going into a motel in Jersey with some guy, called me, hired a private investigator. Week later, I had the whole story. 1.5 years, and you did nothing? Sarah was shaking her head. What was I supposed to do? Blow up my life? Divorce in New York is no fault. Everything split down the middle. Sell the brownstone, split the proceeds. Lose the pool, the hot tub, my workshop, the 3-car garage. Move into some cramped apartment in Manhattan. No thanks. I took a long swig of my beer. Decided to just ignore it. Let her cook, do laundry, keep the place clean. How could you be around her, knowing? Sarah's voice was low. You'd be surprised how fast love can turn to hate. Then hate just fades to indifference. I can't believe a guy like you, healthy, good-looking, 1.5 years without sex. Sarah's eyes widened. Who said without sex? I raised an eyebrow. As long as Brenda was offering, I was taking. Frequency dropped off a bit, sure. Didn't touch her on the days I knew she was with him. Otherwise, just stopped making love. Just had sex. Sarah stared at me, speechless for a beat. Any idea why she did it? No clue. But he probably wasn't the first. You think she had other guys? Sarah leaned closer. Can't know for sure. But in the 10 years we were married, she got into this mood 4 times. For a while, acted just like she has for the last 1.5 years since this guy. Just a guess, but I'd bet those other times were for the same reason. I shrugged. If she hadn't been spotted, I would have chalked this up to women's things. Maybe I'm wrong. Doesn't really matter. I know about this affair. That's enough to know she's a cheater. What are you going to do now? Sarah asked, her voice softer now. Wait. Wait for what? See what she does. She's on her own now. Emptied the bank accounts, canceled her cards, told her to get out. She wants a divorce, she can get it. She doesn't make enough to support herself, let alone hire a lawyer. She'll have to get money from her boyfriend. Assume they talked about this before she dropped the bomb, but who knows? I took another sip of my drink. Just saying, if you're serious about me, you're dealing with a married guy. No idea how long this divorce thing will take. You're thinking about this all wrong, Mark. Sarah shook her head. How? If she files for divorce, she's in control. You'll be served. Could be bad. No telling what she'll pull. Court could order you out of the apartment, give it to her pending hearings. What if she claims mental cruelty, gets a restraining order, keeps you away from your own home? Sarah was leaning forward now, intense. You need to set the pace, Mark. Driver's seat. Make her react, not the other way around. She paused, a sly smile playing on her lips. Besides, you'd be helping me out. Helping you how? I was genuinely confused. If you wait for her to file, what if she doesn't? What if her boyfriend doesn't cough up the lawyer fees? Stuck in limbo, and technically, we'd be in adultery territory. She could use that against you later. She says she cheated. You say, so what? You did too. If you file, you're stating the marriage is over from your perspective. What you do after that is none of her business, legally speaking. You'll still be married until the divorce is final. Yeah, and being with me would technically be adultery. But no court's gonna hold that against you if it starts after you file. Sarah was sharp. Too sharp. But she had a point. So, I need to stay away from you until either she or I files? I asked, a little dazed. If we wait for her, could be years, maybe just a week. But it's on her terms. If you file, meet with a lawyer tomorrow morning, serve Brenda by Thursday. Gives me the weekend to work on winning you over. Winning me over, I repeated, half amused, half stunned. Dead serious, boss. What's the point of being first in line if I don't take advantage of it? Sarah's confidence was disarming, and she was right. I pulled out my phone, dialed David. David and I went way back, grade school. Now he was a family lawyer. Polite term for divorce attorney. He picked up. I laid it all out. Mark, man, I'm sorry to hear this. Sally and I always liked Brenda, but if you're sure, I'll handle it. Swing by my office tomorrow at lunch. We'll get the papers ready, grab a bite after. Actually, I said, just to be a little bit of a jerk, I want a restraining order too. Seriously? David chuckled. Brenda? Think she's going to cause trouble? If I cause her trouble, her boyfriend, Tony Marino, will straighten me out. David roared with laughter. Pure Brenda. I'll file it. Hearing in 10 days, you know that, right? Yeah. Just need her out of the apartment for now. No kids, no reason for her to be there. All right, Mark. See you tomorrow. Hung up, turned back to Sarah. What do you have planned for me this weekend? Her ideas sounded promising. For the first time in days, a flicker of something, hope. Got back to the apartment. Brenda was at the kitchen table, papers spread everywhere. Why are you still here? I asked, grabbing a beer from the fridge. This is my apartment too, she said, not looking up. I'll leave when I'm ready. If you don't like my company, you're free to move out. Go shack up with your girlfriend. Not in this lifetime, Brenda. We need to talk about this. Nothing to talk about, Brenda. You want a divorce? Go get it. Hire a lawyer, file the papers, cover the court costs. I'll fight you for everything. You want the coffee table? I want it too. The couch? Sentimental value. She looked genuinely shocked. Why are you doing this? Didn't even care when I said I wanted a divorce. Brenda's voice was rising. That was before I realized who you really are, I said, locking eyes with her. I let it slide the first 3 times because I thought you loved me enough to stay. But now, see you for what you are. Just a cheater. If it wasn't Tony, it'd be someone else in 6 months. You're not worth my love or my respect. Brenda's face hardened. She gathered her papers, stalked out of the room without another word. Next day, met David, signed the papers, arranged for Brenda to be served at work, called a locksmith to change the locks on the apartment the second she was served. That night, Brenda's car was in the parking garage, but no Brenda. Tension in the air thick enough to cut with a knife. But I had a plan. 10:15 a.m. Next day, David called. "She's been served." Immediately called the locksmith. By noon, locks were changed. Brenda's belongings boxed up, stacked neatly in the garage with a sign, "All your things are here." She got home, tried the door, rang the bell, pounded on it. Silence. Minutes later, phone rang. "You're a bastard, Mark!" Brenda's voice tight with fury. "Did you really have to embarrass me at work?" "Better than you humiliating me for 1.5 years," I said coolly. "Your things are in the garage. Need anything else, let me know." "Stop being ridiculous, Mark. You're making this harder than it needs to be." "Goodbye, Brenda." Hung up. The next few days, a blur. Called mutual friends, explained the situation. Most were shocked. A few, not so much, installed a security system, just in case. Good call. That night, Brenda broke in through the garage, trashed the kitchen. Security cameras caught everything, including her, urinating on my clothes, gold for the restraining order hearing. David called the cops, Brenda arrested. Violating the order, property damage. By Friday, apartment was calm, ready for my date with Sarah. Dinner and dancing turned into a Saturday picnic in Central Park, a Sunday hike in the Palisades. First time in years, felt free. Monday, restraining order hearing. Brief. Security footage, irrefutable. Brenda left the courtroom, head down. Walked out with a renewed sense of purpose. Life. Finally moving forward. Judge reviewed the security cam footage. Not only made the restraining order permanent, but also ordered Brenda to replace all the trashed items, pay for dry cleaning my clothes, cover the cost of cleaning the apartment. 10 days to comply. Jail time for contempt if she didn't. Just to twist the knife, I hired the most expensive cleaning service in Manhattan. Brenda surprised me. Not in the way I'd hoped. Somehow scraped together the cash to do everything the judge ordered. Never got the satisfaction of seeing her jailed for contempt. Next 2 weeks, Sarah and I, inseparable. But nothing beyond a few kisses. Intense kisses, sure. But still married. Boundary we both respected. Slowly getting closer. Divorce uncontested. Finalized in 6 months. Standard no fault. Everything split down the middle. Refinanced the brownstone. Bought out Brenda's half. Had been saving money in a separate account for a surprise trip. A world tour for our anniversary. Brenda had no clue about it. Kept it to myself. Also, unaware of the 2 CDs hidden in the safe deposit box, bonus checks, squirreled away. One small victory. Brenda got alimony. Surprisingly low. $100 a week, instead of the $500 she'd demanded. David explained. Lucky draw with judges, cousins. Both had been burned by cheating wives. Didn't think a husband should pay for a cheater's sins. Followed the letter of the law. Nothing more. Brenda and Tony Marino. Clearly not the fairy tale she'd envisioned. 7 months post-divorce. Back living with her parents in Queens. 8 months after the divorce was final. Sitting alone in a Hilton bar in Midtown. Beer and a steak sandwich. Someone slid onto the stool next to me. "Can I buy you a beer?" Looked over. Tony Marino. Brenda's ex-lover. "Need to talk to you," he said. Curious. Nodded. He waved to Agnes, the bartender, ordered 2 beers. Agnes brought them over. Tony took a sip, set the glass down, started peeling the label off the bottle, making a tiny pile of paper bits. "Didn't mean to screw things up for you," he started, still not looking up. "Night I met her. No wedding ring. No clue she was married. Definitely wasn't acting like a married woman. Bud's bar," he continued. "Group of girls. Asked her to dance. Hit it off right away. Month later. Sleeping together. Motels at first. Roommates. Lived with her mom. Got my own place. Got easier." He paused. Another sip. "Fell in love with her. Planning to marry her. Then some guy I knew told me she was married. Not just to you. Cheated on you with his brother 2 years before that." Tony finally looked up, eyes meeting mine. "Didn't believe him. Then I got your letter." He gestured vaguely. "Confronted her. Broke down. Said you were abusive. Later found out she was lying. By then, already sleeping with her. When you kicked her out, let her move in with me. But when she started talking marriage after the divorce, ended it. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Believe that." Stunned, speechless, he went on. 3 weeks ago, came home from work. Gone. Just gone. For good." Finished his beer, stood up, placed something on the counter. "This is for you. Lottery ticket. The one you gave me. Winner. This is your half." Cashier's check on the counter. Substantial amount, more than I expected. He walked out. Back at the office, Jean, my new assistant, noticed my mood. "You look like the cat that ate the canary," she remarked, smiling. "Lunch that good?" Lunch had been an experience. Sarah no longer worked in the office. Home, painting the nursery. For our twins. Life, slowly moving forward. Felt like things were finally falling into place. Thanks for sticking with us through this story. If you liked it, hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. See you next time.